Hello, my name is Frank Silverman, Executive Director of the Martial Arts Industry Association, and you are watching one of my Business is Business segments. I'm actually here behind the green scene at Maya headquarters and Century headquarters. So just got done shooting some videos for them and said, hey, you know what? Let's just pop one out right now because it's getting awful close to April 15th. Next Tuesday is tax deadline. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do for you today to help you get a refund or not based on what you did last year. But Maya does have a wealth program, and we talk a lot about taxes in that program. And here's just a couple things I want to kind of talk to you about as you're probably finding out, if you haven't done so already, whether or not you're going to get a refund. So number one, if you get a pretty big refund, I don't want you to look at that and say, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. Essentially what that means is you gave Uncle Sam a loan that he got to borrow your money. And by the way, he didn't pay you any interest. He's just giving you the money back that was yours to begin with. So if you found out you got a big refund, I'd like to challenge you to talk to your CPA or your accountant or your bookkeeper about adjusting things so you get more of your money every week or every month as opposed to using Uncle Sam as your saving. Because now let's just pretend you had an extra $1,200 as a refund, which is $100 a month. Wouldn't you do better just taking that extra $100, popping in a little savings account somewhere, and albeit a small amount of interest, get some interest on it instead? Now let's take the exact opposite. What if you end up owing a bunch? And what happens if you didn't make the minimum payment on time? Well, it doesn't work that way where you got to keep that money and just pay it up. You might actually have a penalty. So same thing, I challenge you to talk to your CPA, your bookkeeper, your accountant, and let them tell you maybe you should be withholding a little bit more. I know that doesn't sound so exciting, but in a year from now, it'll be a little more exciting than writing a big fat check to Uncle Sam. Next thing is, if you did get a refund, the question is, what are you going to do with it? I thought I read somewhere statistically, people spend some big percentage of their tax refunds on things that they normally wouldn't actually buy, i.e. it doesn't go to necessities. So of course, if you have a necessity that needs to happen, go ahead and do that. But let me also ask you to think about what could I do with that money that'll be more meaningful to me later down the road. Maybe I got a $2,000 return and I have two children, put $1,000 in each of their college funds. Or maybe I take that $2,000 and I invest it in a mutual fund that I hope in 5 years from now will be worth $4,000. So I'm not telling you what to do or what not to do with your tax refund if you get it. I'm just challenging you to think, do I need to spend it in a frivolous way, or is there something I could do with it that will be more meaningful later in life? And then my final thing I want to talk to you about is, okay, now's the time to start planning for 2014 taxes. And to some level, some of the things you do now could affect you for even beyond 2014. So I'd like to encourage you, if you don't talk to your CPA on a regular basis, or worse yet, if you don't have a CPA, get a meeting, grab a coffee, sit down at their office, whatever it takes, and have a conversation about what can I do as an employee or as a business owner to help minimize my tax burden. Please understand, I'm not opposed to paying taxes. I just want to pay what the government tells me I should pay, not any more, not any less. And I think most people would feel the same about that. The only way I can really do that is have an intellectual conversation with the professionals to make sure I do it properly, legally, and ethically. So I hope that helps leading into April 15th, and I hope everything is right on schedule with your tax returns.